Tell me if this sounds familiar. You start a new programming project, and you're all about it. You're super into it. You work deep into the night as time just flies by. Maybe you'll spend an entire weekend even, focused, without effort, on this one project. But then, as quickly as it came on, you're over it. For whatever reason, you just stop. Or how about this? You've been coding steady for months, and all the lights are clicking. All the engines are revving. You're figuring things out, everything's falling into place. You feel like you're one with the code, like you can read the matrix. But then one day, out of nowhere, you're completely fried. Maybe a bug popped up, or a feature request came in, and you're just not up for it. So you give yourself a day off. But the next day comes, and you're still put off. You're over it. And at some point, it's almost hard to remember how you did any of this stuff in the first place. This is the binge and burnout cycle of coding that some programmers get themselves into. And I'm here to tell you that this is completely normal. Hey, I'm Ben, and in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about this pressure to stay motivated as a programmer, because you might be going about it all wrong. If you're newer to programming, the first time you experience this utter exhaustion in the middle of a project, it's very easy to come to the conclusion that maybe programming is just too hard for me. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Or maybe I don't really love this, and coding just isn't for me. But it could be that you've just never experienced needing this sort of prolonged, deep mental rest. Writing code is incredibly taxing mentally, no matter how smart you are, and no matter how strong you are. It's completely normal to need a break. And I know if you're honest with yourself, you already know the difference between taking a break because you're exhausted and slacking off. I don't want you to think that I'm giving you a free pass here, not to push yourself. But it's totally natural to have periods of intense effort and focus, followed by periods of extended rest. For you, it might even be optimal to work this way. I can't tell you how many times I've fought with a piece of code for hours, only to wake up the next morning with the solution just there, crystal clear in my mind. I just needed to let go for a little bit. When you're programming regularly, don't underestimate how much work you're doing subconsciously, while you eat, while you sleep, while you're out for a walk. It's kind of funny how illogical the process of writing computer logic can be. But I think the trick here is to work with your natural rhythms rather than fighting against them. And don't think you're alone in this. There are professional programmers I've talked to, good programmers, who will work for a few years and then take a full year off. And they do this because they know that they need this year of recovery to keep their career sustainable. They need that rest. Programming doesn't always fit well into the traditional 9-to-5 work structure, and it may not fit well in your traditional understanding of hard work. Part of the reason why Silicon Valley became this center of the tech universe is there emerged this culture where programmers are free to get up and play ping pong in the middle of the day, but this is balanced out by some long nights of intense focus. And I think this is more conducive to the natural process of software development than the rigid 9-to-5 world of traditional business. Like, this is a real reason why some of these tech companies have become successful. It might just be more optimal to produce code this way. And look, maybe you need to step away entirely for a while, or maybe you just need to work on a different project for a bit. But as programmers, the urge to code will always come back. If you take care of yourself, treat your mind right, if you're a coder, what are you going to do? Not code? So just something to think about. Maybe decide to work with your cycles of burnout instead of fighting against them. If you're a longtime subscriber to my channel, you may have noticed it's been a few months since my last upload. And maybe I was a little burned out on YouTube after my long OpenCV series. But what really happened is I just had an opportunity come up that was too good to pass up. And I don't think I've talked about this before, but I actually make the majority of my income by doing contract work. I write software on a contract basis. And I already had 2 contracts, so I knew if I signed this third one that something else would have to give. So I made the decision to put YouTube on hold for a minute. But I've been grinding, and I am now well ahead of schedule on all of my contract work. And right now, I'm feeling a bit burned out on that. But it's all part of the cycle. So I'm happy to be back making videos, and I'm not taking on any more contracts for the next several months. I just want to chill with you guys, help you learn the basics of programming, make some fun content, and stop chasing money for a while. So with that said, take care of yourself, be your best, and I'll catch you again soon.